Hey guys, welcome back. Today's read aloud is called Amelia the Mouse, Inventor Extraordinaire. It is written by J.W. Kohler, illustrated by Kate Falahy. Okay, let's check it out. Amelia the Mouse, Inventor Extraordinaire. This book is dedicated to Gemma, Mia, and Jess. Continue to imagine big and never give up. There once was a little mouse who lived in a little house under a big oak tree. Amelia wasn't a typical mouse, and it wasn't a typical house. For Amelia was an inventor, you see. What do you think the word typical means? It wasn't a typical mouse or a typical house. Typical just means not the ordinary, a little different. Though she hadn't yet come up with a successful invention, there are still lots of items she can notably mention, like a shirt made from salami, or a telephone that doesn't ring, a toothbrush for your toes, a vacuum for your nose, or some greenish slimy thing. So her inventions are kind of different. Amelia was full of ideas, and every morning, shortly after she awoke, she would head to her workshop, idea in her head, beginning to prod and poke. So she's getting busy every morning. An inventor's job was never boring or dull. In fact, it was fun and exciting. Each day, Amelia came up with new ideas, like shorts with dimmable lighting. It's pretty cool. One day, Amelia was visited by Winston the Rat, who came from a neighboring town. He sported a top hat, wore a greenish cape, and held a cane that was dark brown. "Why, hi there," said Winston. "How do you do? I wonder if you could make me an invention, for I'm in need of some help. Some help with my cane. Of course, I will pay, did I mention? At my age, I need a cane to walk, but it often gets stuck, you see, in holes, in roots, all sorts of things, when I go to my home in the tree." "I can help," said Amelia, full of excitement, happy to help another creature. She began to think of a brand new cane, one with a built-in rocket feature. You think he needs a rocket on his cane? "Great," said Winston, full of delight. "I'll be back in a day or two. I'm excited to see what you've come up with. Can't wait to see what you do." As soon as he left, Amelia started her project, her head full of thoughts. To the cane, she added rocket fuel, a string, and tied 2 little knots. "Here it goes," she said as she lit the string, and the cane shot into the sky. And then for a moment, as brief as it was, into the air, the cane did fly. But after that moment, the cane changed directions and she heard a crashing sound. Crash! As the cane broke into 100 pieces, shattering as it hit the ground. Was Amelia discouraged, distraught, or upset? Not even a little bit, for Amelia knew it was never a failure, just a lesson to learn from it. So Amelia's not upset. She's just learned a lesson about what not to do. Next, Amelia thought, "I need something less powerful." The idea started to churn. "I got it," said Amelia, for it was time for the bouncy cane to have its turn. Amelia attached an old mattress spring and then decided maybe one more. Then she thought, "I'll add another to the cane, and just in case, another 4. It was time, the cane was ready, and Amelia gave it a test. And bounce, that cane did do. And the extra springs gave it a zest. Bounce! But maybe she had added just a bit too much spring, maybe a bit too much might, for that cane kept bouncing down the road and soon bounced right out of sight. But was Amelia discouraged, distraught, or upset? What happens when Amelia makes a mistake or makes something that doesn't work? She get upset? No, not even a little bit, for Amelia knew it was never a failure, just a lesson to learn from it. I got it, she thought, with excitement in her eyes, and her face grew a giant smirk, for she knew she had the best of ideas and didn't hesitate to get to work. I did it, Amelia cried as she held up her proudest invention of all. This time the cane had a sword on one end in case a pirate's capture should ye fall. And just then, who should Amelia see strolling back down the lane but Winston the Rat coming back to the workshop ready to pick up his cane. Well, hello there, Winston said. I can't wait to see what you've created. Amelia held out the cane to show it to Winston, perfectly elated. What does elated mean? What do you think that means? It means very happy and excited. Winston took a good long look at the cane and decided to give it a try. But as Winston pushed the cane down, it stuck tight in the ground and he let out a sigh. What do you think? Cried Amelia. A cane with a sword? Don't you think it's grand? You'll be able to fight off any swashbuckling pirates, whether it be on sea or land. Well, Amelia, said Winston, fighting off pirates I likely won't be, for I just need a cane that won't get stuck as I go to my home in the tree. Well, why didn't you say so? Amelia asked, beaming with delight. You don't need a cane with rockets or bounce or one for a swashbuckling fight. She thought for a moment and said, aha, I know what will do the trick. She fastened the skateboard wheel to the end of the cane using an old toothpick. When she was done, she handed the cane back and said, go on, give it a try. Go on, Winston, tell me how it is. Come on now, don't be shy. So it looks like Amelia's really excited with this invention. Winston took the cane and went for a short stroll, testing it along the way. He came back, a big smile on his face, and said, Amelia, you made my day. The wheel on the end is a perfect invention and smoothly drove down the road. It didn't get stuck in holes, it went over roots, and it even helped lighten the load. Glad to help, Amelia replied, for an inventor's job is never through. And should you need firepower, like an engine or rockets, I just know what to do. This should be fine for now, Winston replied. Thanks again. Toodaloo. Now look at all these people lining up. And Amelia soon started helping many more mammals and even some reptiles too. For Amelia never got discouraged, distraught, or upset, not even a little bit. Amelia knew there's no such thing as a failure, just a lesson to learn from it. So every time she did something that didn't work out, she just learned to change it and make it different. Look, she's making more inventions. Okay, guys, that was a pretty good book. And with this book, they have some cool things at this website. It's called developingmindspublishing.com. And they have activities, books, and motivational posters on there for free. Okay, so let's do short comprehension questions. Can you guys tell me any of the inventions that Amelia made that didn't work out or were kind of silly at first? Can you name any? I have a few. How about the shirt made from a meat? What type of meat was it? A shirt made from salami. And what about the phone? Remember the phone? The phone didn't ring. Who wants a phone that doesn't ring? How about the toothbrush for your toes? That might just be a foot brush. How about the vacuum for your nose? That might work for babies. And how about the green slime? We all like slime, so maybe that was a good invention that people want to buy. What about those cool shorts that had the light? Maybe when you have to use the restroom at nighttime, you turn those on so you can get to the restroom quick without falling over. Okay, guys, so Amelia the Mouse, Inventor Extraordinaire. You guys check that book out. And remember, what was the lesson we learned? If you make a mistake or something doesn't work out, remember, it's never a failure, just a lesson to learn from it. Okay, see you next time.